It's better. If it's just sticky that, you can try and let the cake batter rise.
I just love how unhinged we all are right now. It's fantastic. Okay. I have a couple of new weapons in here, and so I'm just gonna show you. I've got 4 weapon pickups right now. I can quad wield because I haven't fixed it yet with a good script. So we'll just see what kind of nonsense this is, and then we'll fix it. And then I did post an updated pickup dance script to this week's module, just so we could change. I took out the. Oh, that's fun. Those are really, really big labels now. I took out the bobbing up and down with math F because it was messing us up. I think the bunnies need to be bigger. Yeah.
You should make the rabbits chase after you in food.
I like that.
Okay. All right. So I've got other rabbits. We're going to be fine. This is all going to work out. This guy I've got spinning on all 3 axes. I'll show you that script in a minute. It's kind of crazy. So we got that guy. We got the shotgun. And then we've got our toaster. Yeah, and so now that I look like Gru a little bit, let's go see what this does. I just dropped a bunch of junk in here. Yeah. Oh yeah, I have a little like QQ on my physical. That's yeah. Oh, apparently I still have one of those tagged player. So now we're in level 2. All right, so let me just show you first that script that I was talking about because I think it turned out much better. And I even, fixed the spelling. So it's pick up dance now instead of dance. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. And so what I've done, and this script is on our canvas. So I've still got the turn speed. Then I've got 3 Booleans here for rotate on X, rotate on Y, rotate on Z. We're not going backwards or anything. It's just like those things. And then I've got a private vector 3 called rotation axis, which I set to 0 at the start. Now here, some of my CS friends might recognize this. Some of you might not. So all these are set in the inspector, allegedly. And I'm setting the rotation axis here to a new vector 3. And here is my X variable. Who's seen ternary operators? Yeah? Okay. Everyone else, you're like, what the fudge is happening right now? Yeah, it's an inline if-else. It's really kind of cool. I remember the first time I saw it, I thought the person was insane. I was like, just write your code out. But like, this is actually kind of nice. So when you know what it is, you're like, okay, that's cool. If you stumble upon this in someone else's code and you don't know what it is, you think they're insane.
Yeah.
It's legit. So this is a big if statement right here. So if x-axis rotation, okay, and so that's a Boolean. If this thing is true, then here's what I do for the true. I set it to the turn speed. So if I said yes, I want it to rotate on X, then my vector on X is going to be the turn speed that we set, or else, I guess, else we just set it to 0. And then I did 3 of these things in a row, just so that you guys could cross your eyes and get headaches.
And the question mark is like a grammar thing.
Yeah, so this is the question mark and the colon here are the operators for this inline if else.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I've yeah, so it's if else. So it's all here, and then here's kind of right. So this is again what we just talked about. This turn speed. So it's basically saying variable equals, and so this is X. So condition, X-axis rotation, and then value of condition is true, and then value of condition is false. Or put another way, is this condition true? Question, yes, colon, no. It's weird. But honestly, this is the code that this means. So this saves us a lot of space, and maybe gives us headaches a little bit. But I didn't want to write out 3 of these and have this much code when I could just do it in one ridiculously long line.
More code is always more impressive.
Sure.
That was
Yeah.
that was
Sure.
the logic in high school when I
Yeah.
did, like 1,000 lines in a while loop.
I mean, it's not impressive.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, well then you might be impressed by some of the code we're going to look at today. Then, so all the space I just saved, we're going to use up in the next script. No, absolutely. That's what grading is. I get paid to judge you. It's fantastic.
I'm paid to judge
Yeah.
The Bible says don't judge, but let judge.
My job says so. All right, so that's that guy. And so that's why over here, so my little hat guy, my hat pickup, his axis was different, his local, right? So I wanted him to spin on Z, so I exposed all that so that I could say, hey, spin on the Z, because otherwise he was doing this thing, spinning around in a weird circle. And then you saw what I did with the phaser, where it was like literally spinning on all 3 axes and looks like it was about to just go nuts. That would be a fun turret. Yeah, you just never know where it's going to go. All right. So now we want to tab between our weapons, switch them out, and then we'll get to the NavMesh stuff, which I don't know. One of these is cool. If you don't like the one, you'll like the other. Here's the codes. So here's another new thing besides ternary operations. We got an enum. For me, the best way I can describe an enum is like a multi-part Boolean. It's this, or it's this, or it's this. One of these things is true. Right? Kind of like that. We can look it up, and somebody probably made a much better way to say that, but that's what I'm going to call it. All right. Dun. Let me see if I can remember what's going on here. I don't think I even need to change my weapons except a little bit. All right, so I'm just going to grab this. We'll paste this honkin' mess. This is all the code that I said all the room we saved. We're just using it up now. Is this impressive to you? Does that look like enough code to be impressive?
Actually, better.
Just nothing phases this guy. Fair enough. All right, so we're going to put on our player. Well, I'm just going to make the script here first. So I'm going to create a new mono behavior script. And weapon switch, weapon swap. Where were we at? Oh, that was an ITC 110 where swap and flip became swip. We can just call it weapon swip. We're going to swip these. All right, and delete the boilerplate code, jam some junk in here. And then I'm going to refactor it because I don't like it. All right, so our default is going to be none because we can start the level with ain't got no weapons. I don't know why we'd be down to this planet without a weapon, but here we are. And we can name them, right? If I know I've got hat gun, toaster gun, whatever, I can name them all. Or we can just make it really easy and reusable. Let's go back and, all right, so I'm pistol, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to right click. Where's my refactor? Oh, you really going to do this to me? Let's see. Huh? Just rename, I guess. All right. So we go everywhere where it says pistol, it should switch to weapon 1. Let's see, there we go, weapon 1. All right. Cool, cool. We'll do this. So rename. We'll call this weapon 2 because we're basic, I guess. Name. Weapon 3. Since I went completely off the rails and added a 4th weapon. Weapon 4. So this is our multi-part enum that one of these things is true. So I've got weapon. So I've exposed this as a basically an enum back in the inspector as a dropdown. Pretty cool. And then these game objects can be whatever. Let me think. Do this again? Yeah, let's do this again. So the problem with making this super reusable is then you've got to remember what things are. So player weapon 2, because I've heard some crazy stuff going on. Someone's shooting scissors over there. And then I need another one. Look at that. It just knows. You know what? You probably want a weapon 4. It was right. Okay, so now I've got those. Oof, here we go again. All right. Now I've got Booleans set. There's probably a better way to do this, but this is a good line by line. All right, so we're just going to go weapon 1 unlocked. Name again. I should have just had this ready because the whole video of someone refactoring their code is probably, I don't know, not the best. All right, so now we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4 unlocked. Look, this is throwing a fit. It looks different because we've never used this before. All right, so on start, we're going to call our switch case here, weapon switch, and say on start we have none. So that's what we're loading in our hands to begin with is none. Okay. And then on update, here we go. So in update, if I hit the tab key, get key up. So when I release it, when I release the tab key, tab between the weapons that we have, but don't call for weapons not unlocked yet. So if right now I have none weapons, I'm walking around, and I hit tab, and I've got weapon 1 unlocked, then we'll switch to weapon 1. Otherwise, if I've got this, it's a big nasty mess. And again, there's probably a better way to do this, but I didn't. And then else, I spelled else right. I need to go home now. My day's over. It can't get any better. Else if weapon 4 unlocked, then what? Back it up. Just trying to get things where they're supposed to be. Weapon switch. And to weapon 4. It's a big gnarly mess. And then it automatically tabbed it all anyway. Okay, cool. It wants me to do more lines of code because it wants me to impress Xander. So now we've got all of our brackets on separate lines. All right, and this is a mess, right? It's kind of funky looking. There's probably a better way. I just didn't get around to it. So if I have no weapons, I'm going to go through and see which one I've got unlocked. The first one in our numerical order that I've got unlocked is one I'm tab to or switch to, right? Then I'm calling this other, right? This is an update. I'm getting my key for tab. Then I'm just calling this other function that I've got in here and saying, hey, switch to this weapon, which is going to be more awesome, crazy, ridiculous stuff. We're not switching back to no weapons because once I've got a gun in hand, pacifism's over. Yeah, terrible. I can't believe he said that. And so now I'm just going to, here we go, we'll just copy this bit and add it to the end of all of these. Yeah, if I'm on weapon 1, now if I hit tab, then I'm going to go to 2, or I'm going to go to 3, or I'm going to go to 4.
Is there a way for me to use it sort of like a check box instead of the... Because, like, these are mutually exclusive categories, right? Because you can only do them either weapon 1 or weapon 2.
So right now I've got this where I can only hold one weapon at a time. That's that enum. That's a multi-part bool.
Yeah.
You want... Are you suggesting dual wield?
If there's 4 independent booleans, and when you unlock one, then you just unlock the weapon associated with it.
Yeah. Yeah, this is just to switch between them. I haven't unlocked them yet. Don't want to need to unlock them back in another script.
Okay.
When I grab weapon 1, then that weapon is going to not only say, "Hey," well, it's going to change what it's doing. It's just going to tell me at that point, you've unlocked this weapon.
Okay.
So it's going to set. That's why these are public up here, so that the other script can say, "Hey, this is weapon. I'm weapon 2. I'm unlocked now." So that's what we're going to do. This is just awful. All right. We do this. I'm on weapon 1, then there we go. So then I go to 2 or 3 or 4. If I'm on weapon 2, preposterously, I'm going to switch back. If I'm on weapon 2 and I've got 3 unlocked, mix and match as needed. Otherwise, we switch back to 1, 2 to 3 to 4 to 1. All right. What a preposterous mess. I love it. And I need just this bit and the else. If I'm on weapon 3, then if weapon 4 is unlocked, we'll swap something, whatever the word was. We'll swiffer to that. Otherwise, we'll go to 1 or we'll go to 2. And then fix all this somehow. All right. And if I hit tab and I don't have any weapons and there aren't any weapons unlocked, then we yell at our developers. All right. And so here's this. It's a big, disgusting mess. I'm just going to add to it. Go. It knows. Tabbing over, but okay. Huh? Huh?
In weapon 1, you see weapon 4 set active.
Yeah. Oh, it's set to true. Yeah, that's going to be, yeah, gotcha. IntelliSense failed me. Here it was fine. Yeah, until it don't make no sense. If weapon 2, then we're hiding everything else. We're setting to active. It's kind of gross. And then another one. So we're hiding over and over again these things that we might not have. And then here, again, I told you, now it's even more lines. Are you more impressed? Xander's, man, he's a tough guy. All right, so we're going to call this public function from our pickups. Instead of unhide the shotgun, we're going to call weapon switch to whatever our number is. And it's going to go through here. It's going to say, which weapon are you talking about, right? So we got this enum that goes through the switch case, and that's called weapon. And so that's our if this, else that, same kind of deal. So on the switch, it's going to see, is the case that we have no weapon? Okay, then just hide everything. If it's weapon one, then we unhide, we set that active, hide everything else. And we're also, this is where we're setting our unlocked. So we're not even going to do the Boolean from the other one. We're going to call directly from the other script to say, switch to this weapon. And that'll put it in our inventory. It's a big hairy mess. I'll fix this and then we will update what's on canvas because oof. So this one's here. Now I just need to put this guy on my player. And we wait. And then you've got to figure out what you're talking about. That script doesn't care. I can just go through here somehow and be like, your weapon one, your weapon two. And keep track of it. So my basic player, I'm going to go into this mode here, prefab mode. Huh? If I had a Xander mesh in here that I could use to fire what nonsense, I don't know. Then it'll be a Doom style weapon. Yeah, it's a fair. All right, and so here's my script. It's all set up for weapon switch. By default, we've got none, but then I've got my drop down, and so by default, I can say you've always got weapon one, whatever. I'm going to go to none. And then I need to tell this script what all my weapons are. And I don't know. Could we, yeah, if I just move this guy up, then we can do it in alphabetical order. So that'll be one. Oh, go back to player. There we go. So that's one. That's two. That's three. That's four. So the player knows which is which now, and we just need the weapon script to tell him as well. All right. So let me go back to my weapon pickup. And we're going to change this guy up. Why are you trying to suggest this? What? I don't need scene management in here. All right. So instead of player, shotgun, we're just going to do player. Or do I need player? I need the enum. I need the player, and then I need to know his. I don't even think I need to do this, do I? Yeah, I think I can get rid of this guy. I don't need this stuff in start because the weapon switcher is going to hide everything. And so if we come in here and the tag is the player, then let me just see what's exposed here. I need this to be player. weapon switch. There we go. So he'll get the weapon switch from the player, and then switch to, he needs his own. There we go. It's both of them. All right. I'll get it. I really will. Okay. So if we run into the player, then I need to tell the player to switch to my weapon. Yeah. Still need it to be. Sorry. Thinking is hurting my head right now. And that's it. I didn't give you the other part. Fantastic. Good flavor. Switch, player, weapon switch, and then pass him whatever. There we go. All right. Brain's sort of here. Weapon was too much. All right. So I'm going to drag in. I'm going to have my own drop down for this pickup. This may or may not work. I'm going to drag in the player, his weapon switch, and then when I run into it, then I will tell the player's weapon switch to whatever I'm set to. I think. Yo.
Somebody don't have an error from the
Did you save the other? Okay. And your things are public. You just copy pasted, right? Okay, let me just see if mine works, and then we'll see if we can get yours to work. Fair? And I think I still need to do something different here. But, yeah. All right, so I shouldn't be able to pick up weapons now because I broke everything. And I've got to refix it.
I'm just trying to access the enum or the code itself.
Both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because on weapon switch, you'll have the red line, but on weapon itself, you'll let me get it.
But I might have completely screwed this up. So, let's see. Here's this guy. I'm going to give him the player, and it should pick up that weapon switch. And yeah, that's not accessing the weapon because I want, yes, okay. I want the enum. Stop it. Methinks. Huh? Yeah, now I just need that. There we go. Now we've accessed that, and we can say, hey, you're weapon 1, and then the thing should tell him to unlock. Let's just try it on 1. We'll just try this weapon and see if it works, and then we'll see if the tabbing works. All right, so we're gonna go pick this guy up, maybe, and pew pew. All right, that worked. And these other ones shouldn't work now because the script is different. And they're like, what are you talking about? All right, cool. Oh, because these aren't set for the other ones. Got it. All right. So let's go fix the other ones. So we decided that we're doing alphabetical order. And so shotgun is going to be number 2. Let's find the guy. So he needs access to the player. And he needs to know that he's weapon 2. And that's all good. Maybe. Who knows? Pick up. Let me just apply that. Okay, and then toaster is number 3. And the top hat is number 4. And then whatever I pick up, it should just automatically switch to. So it just switch to that. What? You ever just accidentally minimize something? Okay. We're shooting rabbits, and if I hit tab, where's what? Minor details, tab's not working. Oh, there it goes. That's weird. Yeah, I can just tab between weapons. Because sometimes you need to fire toast. Sometimes you need to fire those. Sometimes you need to fire hats. Okay. Oof. I will update the scripts on our canvas. That's the thing. So that we got weapon switching. Sort of. Good luck. Sorry that turned into kind of a bit of a kludge. We'll fix it. All right, let's get into the cool stuff. Who do we want to be a bad guy? We got bad guys. See, we want the bunnies that we shoot out to come back after us, or we just want other bunnies to come at us? That's what all bunnies are, right? Okay. Do you have a plankton on the Unity asset store or a mesh that you have just on hand? No? Man. Again, sucks to suck, man. All right. Green capsule. So I've got this guy here. Let me just use him. We're gonna have an angry T-posing cowboy come at us first. Okay, I mean, he's out here in the middle of nowhere. That doesn't do us any good. Take him. We'll actually just drop him on the surface over here. All right, so he's around. He's doing his thing. Apparently, he's got some animation on him, but I don't know. I don't know what those are. They just come out of the box. All right. We've got a script we need to write for him that makes him a NavMesh agent, and then we need to make our level a NavMesh surface. And they've changed the way that happened in recent years, and so we're going to do the new way, if I can remember it all. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to grab my level here. So this Counter-Strike Pro build, just in case, I'm going to set this to static, change all of its children. So everything needs to be static. Actually, I don't think it does anymore, but I'm cargo culting this is what we used to do. And I'm going to add nav mesh surface. So we get this thing on here. And it's saying we're looking for humanoid. We want our default area to be walkable. All this stuff we can change. Collect objects. So right now it's going to look at all game objects, or I can just look for stuff that has this NavMesh thing on it. We'll just leave it at all. We'll leave that alone. We can ignore some layers here so that we're not walking on our UI. Things like that. I'm going to keep all that the same, and I'm just going to hit bake and see what happens. All right, now look, I've got this blue like outline on a lot of stuff, but that doesn't line up well, so you can't get over to my other part of the level. It's annoying as all heck. Okay. Doing weird stuff. So this is here. You may not see the blue stuff where agents will be able to walk. And now that's up here in this corner. So this AI navigation, drop that down. And so you can, so for the surfaces, I've got that checked on to show the nav mesh. That's my blue overlay to show me where people can walk. There's other stuff here, obstacles. Yeah, we'll leave all that the same. Just we want to make sure that the blue is on. I'm going to take this and move it and then rebake so that he can get from one to the other. New edition. Oh, the thing's upside down. Okay. Now let me go back and rebake. There we go. Now we've got transition between those. There is a step height for these guys. So on this, is it showing agent stuff? Size may not be here. Oh, here's the default. Yeah, so we got a step height here of how high up a ramp it can go, and this guy was too far down. So like the agent couldn't have stepped up. So I moved that up to be level, and it's all cool. So now we need our character 2 guy to be a NavMesh agent so he can walk around on this NavMesh. So I'm going to just give him a new property. So he's going to be a NavMesh agent. Here we can change their stuff, so we can make guys faster or slower. We can make it where they can step higher than others, obstacle avoidance radius, all this kind of stuff. We'll leave it at default, but these are all cool things we can play with and switch things up. What did I just do? Just close that. So we've added NavMesh agent, and now I just need to add a new script to him. So I'm going to come over here to my scripts folder. Humanoid's the only one they give us by default now, but you can like set it to be something else. A ghost, a dog, a car.
Why would you shoot a dog?
Really? Really? That's where you draw the line?
Yeah.
Okay. We finally found it.
She is like an Elder Scrolls.
All right, so we're going to create a new mono behavior script here in my scripts folder. Lots of ways we can do this. I'm just going to make this guy, first he'll just be dumb. I'm just going to call him dumb cowboy or dumb agent. And the dumb guy is just going to go to a point. What happened? While Unity was busy trying to figure out the empty script, it just minimized itself. All right, there's nothing in here. That's fine. We'll fix that. Let's go get the script. Here we go. So we get the dumb guy, and we'll do a Pathfinder, and then we'll do something even better. So here's some more NavMesh stuff. They just basically NavMesh works the same, but they changed the UI, they changed the interface. So some of these videos are going to be out of date. Just know where things are at now. And then, so this dumb guy, dumb agent, is just going to go to point B. So I'm going to, oh, this one's fun. Yeah, okay. I like this. Drag all this in. Glad I called that the same. And then we'll do a smarter one. All right, so I'm going to open up dumb agent. We'll drop in. So I'm importing UnityEngine.ai. This is not generative AI. This is actual AI where we're telling a thing in our game to do stuff. So it's cool. This I've added. This I love. So I could not have this here, and that's a horrible name. I love it. I could not have this here, like on some of our things that we shoot at, right? We're like, it should have a rigid body. Hopefully we put the rigid body on it. This will automatically add the thing if we don't have it. So when I add this dumb agent component to a game object, it's going to look and see if it's already got NavMesh agent as a component, and if it doesn't, it will add it for us. Yeah. So this little line of code is one of my favorite things. Require component type of boom, and it just adds it for us. It's fantastic. NavMesh agent, and so this can be whatever. I don't like whatever you will call your variable for NavMesh agent, so we're going to just call this guy not smart boy. And we're going to go to point B. And so I didn't refactor that. So now I'd have to go do it. So let me just do it this way, rename. So I've got NavMesh agent that I said it had to have. Didn't put anything on this, so it's private. So I've got access to that component. And then somewhere I'm going to have a point B. Somewhere, an empty transform out in the middle of space, whatever, that I'm going to try to get to. So on start, I'm going to go get my NavMesh agent component and set it to my local variable so I can do stuff with it. And then I'm going to call this new function called set single destination. This is a function we wrote. This is not AI. It's just, right, it could be go to B, whatever. And then on that, I call it once on start. I set my single destination, and I say, hey, this target vector is, I want you to go to this transform's position. So point B is the transform we gave it. We're saying, here's the vector, and this is the thing, set destination. And so we tell our NavMesh agent, go here, these coordinates. That's it, we're done. I don't know why we've got this extra bit here. Get out, there we go. And then he will walk, slide. If you call a walking animation, he'll walk. Right now, I think he's just going to T-pose all the way over there, very threateningly. I'm going to add this to the dude, character 2. I'm going to go ahead and rename him. Not smart cowboy. And I'm going to add dumb agent. And so he's going to go to some transform that we give him and just hang there. And according to these speeds and all that stuff. So let me just find a cool thing that we want him to go to. Let's just tell him to go walk into the water or something. Just kidding. Here we go. So I could just give him an object transform, or I could just get an empty transform. I'm just going to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and let me close this guy up. I'm going to game object, create empty, and it's already there. It needs to be pretty close to the surface of that. Wait, is that blue? Like, can this guy walk on the water? Huh? We did not just make Jesus a dumb cowboy. That's not how we roll here. We're just going to have him come to where we're at to begin with. So round about there. It's just a spot. Okay, so if we don't move, he's going to come at us. All he's got is the information that we gave him on start. He doesn't know anything else. So I'm going to save my level. I need to go, we're going to call this target destination, target, whatever. And we're going to give it to our NavMesh boy here. So go to the target dest, or target destination. Let's see if it works. Who knows? See, it does. It'd take him a minute to get here. And I would hate if he showed up and didn't have a hat. So let me just give him a hat provider. Okay. Is he coming? Hey, where you at? Hey, listen. Here he comes. Oh. Yep. It might be. I'm just going to grab all these weapons here. I think he's going to come. I'm just going to hide up here because dude does look imposing. And it's lit. So that's all we told him to do was go to that spot. He's done. Yeah. He's there. And there's lots more we can do there. We could have called animations on him. Lots of things. So that's our absolute not the brightest agent. Okay. So we'll let the cowboy be the dum-dum and we'll move on. We'll get something smarter. What do we need? Do I need a bigger rabbit? I might need a bigger rabbit. Yes, sir. That's exactly what we're going to do next. So I'm going to take this rabbit and drag him in, and we're going to call him the Holy Grail Rabbit. Thank you. Yes.
Unfortunately, that would have to add a lot more stuff to that giant thing of code.
We're gonna bigify him, make him a big dude. Where's my Holy Grail Rabbit? Yeah. Yeah, he's a giant bunny. This is gonna be fantastic. Okay. Just gonna move him yonder-ish. So we've got a fighting chance. All right, he's here-ish. Same deal. I'm going to add. You know what? I'm not, because I'm going to show you how that works on the other one. All right. So we got him. I don't even know if did I add a collider? I didn't even add a collider. He just moves. So dumb cowboy is just a ghost. He could clip through us. We don't have a collider on him. We don't have a rigid body. Our bullets will go through him. So right now he's just a ghosty guy. So we'll leave my Holy Grail rabbit here. I'm gonna go ahead and add we'll just wrap him with a mesh collider. Make it convex because we might want to shoot at him. No, that didn't work. Okay, because this root is an empty, mesh collider doesn't like us. So I'm going to remove that guy. The rabbit is the actual mesh here, and so I'll add the mesh collider there. Wrap it, maybe. I don't know why it's not showing. It's not even it. He's got armatures and everything. Who knows what this guy's going to do? All right, we'll do it this way. So forget that. What's box colliding? That I can do from here. So I'll add a box collider to this boy. We could leave it under him and make him float. That'd be fun. Just adjusting the collider around him. You can see all that the little green. There we go. From the front. Yeah. Yeah, he actually fits well. We can go into the texture and make his eyes red. Yeah, why not? Actually, he's got separate eyes. Oh, okay, hold on.
Oh, wow. If you red the eyes and you
No.
replace them with lights that are red.
Why you no worky? Yes, yeah, we'll give him a nice emissive eyes. Even better. Well, because the metallic was way up. So, yeah.
Metal eyes is what's nice.
Yeah. All right, so now we got a red-eyed bunny. He's cool. Well, maybe not. Maybe not.
Very cool.
He might not be our friend. It's hard to say. Sleep paralysis, yes. All right, we'll go ahead and make a new script. And so we have the dumb agent who just went somewhere, and so we're going to call this a tracking agent. So new mono behavior, tracking agent. All right, open that script. Absolutely steal from ourselves. Copy all that. This is fun. I like this. All right, I'm going to grab this top part here, and we're going to piecemeal in. So using AI, we're requiring type of NavMesh agent. I'll show you how that works. And then let me go grab stuff like this. So I need my transform. It can be the same thing. All right, I need a NavMesh agent, and I need wrong one. Went the wrong way. We're just going to call this target instead of point B. Our NavMesh agent can be Angry Boy, Target Boy, Chase Boy, Chase. He's going to chase us. Pull this from start, same thing. So I don't even. So Chase Boy, we're going to get the component NavMesh agent. Here, we're just going to, instead of having a separate function, I guess we could call it a separate function, but an update, I'm just going to do this stuff every time. I don't even need to do that. Can I just do this? Set destination. So my tracking agent on update is always going to be looking for my player's target. There we go. So this smarter guy is an even easier script. Same deal, required type of NavMesh. We set him up so we can call him all the time. And then literally every frame, we're like, wherever that target went, go there now. So he's constantly recalculating. This guy will chase us to the end of the world. Save it. Let's go back here, and I'll show you the fun part of that required type of, right? Holy Grail Rabbit. He's got an animator on him that we're not even calling. Who knows what that does? And he's got a box collider. He does not have a NavMesh agent on him, right? So I'm going to call the target agent. What do I call that? tracking, not target. So I put the tracking agent guy on him, and it automatically added the NavMesh agent component because of that require type of. Require type of is a great one to use for the rigid bodies we've been adding to things. So like if I need a collider or a rigid body or something, it has to be on this thing in order for the thing to work. Require type, boom, it's there. We don't have any surprises. All right, save the scene. I need to tell the rabbit who to chase, and it's going to be us. So we're just going to drag the player in there. And let's just make this even worse than anything else. We're going to 3.5 was the cowboy speed, so this guy needs to go probably 15. Yeah, he's going to. The problem is the faster they go, the more they can like mess up. But also, it's very terrifying when a giant red-eyed bunny comes at you, or so I've heard.
Every instance of the rabbit, they like to do music. They can have a tear.
Put a little audio source on there. Well, as it gets closer,
Yeah, you can do that. We've got access to spatially aware audio. Oh my gosh! Look, he's already coming.
Oh, really bad. When it gets coupons.
Because you're outside of nav, is that right?
Yep.
Oh.
Ah! Ah! He figured it out. Get away from me. Ah!
This thing is like terrible.
The ominous slow turn.
Love it, actually.
Wait,
I guess it's not.
is there?
Huh?
There is like a nav thing on this ramp over here.
Yeah. But I wonder if the little water plane is blocking it.
Oh,
Oh no! No, he's ah! Ah! I think he's on me like. Okay, we need health. Yep.
It's called bee hopping.
the money is.
Oh my god.
Ah!
He's on it. No,
You won't leave me alone.
You gotta give him like instantaneous rotation and acceleration. Just make him perfect.
Oh my god.
We're gonna make an instant board out of this.
Oh my god! It's, ah! Okay, we give him a rigid body. This will be even better. He can knock us all over the place, and then he'll at least maybe react when we smack him with our bunny bullets. He's got a regular box collider on him. We will give him a rigid body. The fun part now is we can actually knock him off course.
Is that the rigid body?
So this is the humanoid,
Oh.
right? So the NavMesh agent, if I turn that off, it like fades out. So it's got a base offset. It's got speed. I think height is 2 meters. But since I scaled the rabbit up by 3, then that's actually 6 meters.
Oh.
So oof, yeah.
What do you have to set the acceleration to for it to be like instantaneous? Is it like you just put -1 or something in the acceleration? Or just
Worst idea we've ever had. Let's go with it.
I mean, I think you're the one.
So again, the problem, you ever try to like drive around town at like 200 miles an hour? Control's hard. So we've probably
Yeah,
We've-
find the large rabbits.
we've slowed him down unless he's on a straight path, and then we're heck! Where I see him. It's the speed and getting around stuff. So he's like, He'll zip somewhere and then he doesn't know how to make a corner and then he's after you.
Yeah, because like,
Have some toast. Leave me alone.
Yeah, you gotta set his acceleration.
Did I not? Oh, okay, there they go. I was like, did I not tell the toast to disappear?
oh, so you are knocking it back a little bit.
Yeah. Look, that's him trying to come toward me. Like he was going so fast he couldn't slow down. He's like, oh no, I've almost got you.
Yeah, he's some way
Oh,
less menacing.
oh, that was a cool move.
So anyway, if you ever wondered what ice skating killer bunnies look like, oof.
Oh, it took him long enough.
Yeah, so you can set it too fast and he just almost becomes useless.
Yeah.
Oh, lighter. Did you take it off?
Because it's going so fast, the collision didn't even have a chance. Yeah.
But if you put his acceleration to like 0 or something,
We'll just leave it at 10. And you can, these are all, and you can hover over them. So stopping distance. Right now it's set at 0, so that's why he like literally like gets up in your face. But if you set the stopping distance like a meter or 2 out and he's not going too fast, then he'll just walk up to you. It's intimidating, right? Yeah. It's even worse than if I'm grabbing you. So yeah, you can do that with the stopping distance. There's a lot of fun things to play with here, but I think we need one more agent. So he's going to track us or something else, right? And that's what we wrote here. We did that. We did that.
That's a great idea. Put the target empty as a child of the rabbit.
So they just chase each other around. Here's a good one. So I will let you, because we're running out of time and I want to watch a dumb video. We need one more enemy that can shoot at us. We know how to shoot physical bullets. We've done that with our own thing. Now give the bunny or the cowboy a toaster gun. And right, so boss enemy fire, put this on one of your agents that's tracking you or like is just going back and forth. You could have an agent just going back and like patrolling from point A, point B. I hit point B, his trigger, it entered, we just change his location, whatever. So we can have a guy patrolling or a guy chasing us or whatever, and we want one that shoots at us. And so it can use one of our weapons or it can be, spitting fire. I think the bunny's shooting fire out of his mouth or his eyes would be interesting.
there should be a chain between its eyes so it shoots its eyes at you like a bola.
Just pop up.
Choo choo. Yeah, they shoot out and then they wrap around your legs to trap you on the ground while the bunny like rips you to shreds while you can't escape.
So I'll show you what this is doing here. So we've set a fire rate for this guy. This is basically the same as our firing, except we've got a fire rate, and we're not looking for input. So on update, we check, are we allowed to fire? And then where to go? So shoot happens because allow fire defaults to true. So on the very first frame, we're allowed to fire. We start this coroutine, shoot. It's down here, this IE numerator. We set to false. We're not allowed to fire again. Then we fire the bullet, which is this thing. This is almost exactly what we did with our bullets. Set it up, fire, add force to the rigid body, and then whatever the bullet lifespan is, we'll make it disappear. And then we will wait however many seconds we've set our fire rate to, and then let them fire again. So right now, if we put this on our eyeball shooting bunny, he's allowed to fire every 2 seconds. And so you can change the rate of fire on him just by changing that. So that's a cool one. Let me just check the rubric and make sure we've covered everything else. What we really want is at this point it to be a us versus them. We've got weapons, projectiles. We have toast accelerators. They can have toast accelerators. So have fun with it. Yeah. All right. Yeah. You can use whichever controller you want, but I recommend just at this point we go back to the DET one. All right. We need some health bar in there. Throw some of that in. I'll update the videos. So we got a level 1, we got a level 2. We can go from level 1 to level 2. I've got my default, I have at least 2 different weapons that I can switch between. It doesn't need to be 4. It doesn't need to be 100, whatever you want. Have at least 2. We need a dumb agent that just goes to point B. That's what our cowboy did. Targeting agent that just tracks us constantly. Doesn't have to be that far. It's fast. I don't know what that was. And then another agent that does something more. So in the past, I'll leave the old videos up too. In the past, I had created an agent with health that he would come at us and we could knock his health down. But then, like, if his health got to a certain point, he would turn around and go to a recharge station and increase his health again. So you had to, like, take him out really quick. But give me something else smarter. We need a win condition, a lose condition, all the game audio. We need different data changing, so number of enemies left, number of shots fired, or even besides the mesh of the thing, maybe it just says toaster, top hat, whatever. And then these are the fun things, right? We need to add health. So I need to be able to hurt at least one of the agents, preferably the one chasing me. I don't need to hurt the guy who's just going to go to point B, but if that's what you want. And then I need a NavMesh to be able to hurt me. And then extra credit if you get a visual health bar, but otherwise the health can just be in the code and it'll know. You'll know. The game will be over. Okay. Make sense? Feeling comfortable? It gives you a little more to work. It's not just do what I did, like I'm giving you a little more to work on, but also I'll be available when I'm not working on my own homework and crying.
How would you hypothetically set an AI, the AI agents, for example, if it wasn't a shooter context, if you wanted to actually take cover or something like that?
Lots of good ways. And so to take cover, yeah, that'd be a different thing. I think at this point, if you could just get him where he knew he was down to half or a quarter health, and then went to go recharge or run away, just run away from you. Maybe there's no hope for him. Maybe there's no recharge station for him. Yeah, but he's my health's at 10%. Forget it. I'm out. Then it becomes a chase. Before you go, Trent.